So I was recently having a discussion with a client of ours, and he was actually in the middle of scaling up a advertising campaign. And the campaign was doing well. And he just kept saying, I said, hey, it was actually a Father's Day promotion. So I told him, hey, if you really want to maximize this, you need to really double down on your ad spend because it's profitable. And take advantage of the time you have left before the deadline, right? Because once Father's Day passes, this thing is not going to be as hot of a seller as it is now. And he just kept saying, well, I'm scared to spend more on ads, and stuff like that. And this concept, the thought of the risk in every area kept coming up in my conversations with him. He didn't want to spend more on ads. Initially, when he was basically testing different products for Father's Day, he didn't want to test many products. There was different areas like that. And finally, I said something to him that really resonated, and I said, hey, risk and reward are very heavily correlated. And rarely, if ever, can you have one without the other. So if you want to, have a wildly successful business that gives you freedom, flexibility, and allows you to be passionate about what you do and work for yourself, well, you can't just get that with no risk, right? There's going to be risk of time. There's going to be risk of money. There's going to be risk of failing in order to basically have a chance to hit that big goal. If there was no risk, there would be no reward. Now, if you say, well, I don't want to take any risk, well, then, there's definitely other steady forms of income, different things you can do, but they don't provide the reward that taking a big risk would. So I think that's important to keep in mind. I think in the online world, you have many people who want to achieve these big, lofty goals, but then they say, but I only want to do it if I don't have to spend a bunch of money, if it's guaranteed to work, and, a whole list of other things. And it just does not work like that. And risk and reward are heavily correlated in almost every aspect of life and business. You could say, getting married and spending your life with somebody is a risk, right? But there's that big reward of, having companionship the rest of your life, starting a business, having kids, anything, right? So those are important things to keep in mind. I think a lot of people miss that concept, and maybe you find yourself in that area where you have these big lofty goals, you have things you want to achieve, you're driven to achieve them, but the risk of doing things to achieve that holds you back. And I think it's good to kind of take a step back and really assess and understand that to achieve that, there is going to be risk involved.